Hey, good morning. We're back, Nopi Radio. We got that man of the hour in the house. Oh, Mr. Barry Clapp, Mr. Get Slideways himself, master at wrecking cars at one point in time, but the Corvette's still together. How you doing this morning, Barry?
Just barely. We're good, guys. How y'all doing this morning?
Well,
we're good.
Well, it's Mardi Gras Tuesday, and I know there's a rule on the show of not talking about alcohol, but as soon as this bitch is over, we all hitting Soulard.
Elbow deep in it, right?
Yeah. Hey, it's getting ready to start Lent, man.
Elbow deep in it.
Yeah, it's going to be ass and titties and elbow deep, and you might even see Kelly dance around.
Well,
go Kelly.
Go Kelly.
More incriminating videos are coming.
Yeah, because I haven't showed anybody that video. There's only one person that's seen that video, and who do you guys think it is?
Dyson.
How the fuck do you know?
nice.
Dude, for real, did I tell you?
I got skills like that. Don't test the skills.
Man, you just fucked up a 2-minute segment there about Kelly. Okay, well, moving on.
You're welcome, Kelly. I saved you today.
Yeah, saved by the Shaylin. Shit. Well, that video is going to surface. It might be on OnlyFans.
Oh, boy.
Hey,
it's on OnlyFans.
She's like, I better be making some money. Well, speaking of OnlyFans, there was a documentary on last night. What's that girl's name?
Courtney something. I don't know.
Courtney something, the girl. I think she was a Nopi chick at one time. I really do. I got to go back and look. But I know for a fact she was a slick chick model. She did a couple photo shoots. And then she was trying to do everything to become famous. And she became famous. And then she got out of control. And then murdered her boyfriend. And
yeah, she wanted the lifestyle of Kourtney Kardashian. Or Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian.
Yes, Kim Kardashian. She wanted her lifestyle, basically. And she
What's
got
the name
there.
of the show you guys were watching?
It was on TMZ Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big deal. You can YouTube it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I fell asleep at the end. But, I mean, we all know somebody died. So, I mean, you know.
That snowballed in a direction I wasn't expecting it to head in. Golly.
No kidding.
Yeah, you guys don't know about this?
No.
Don't you
No.
keep up with the news down there in the hills and the holla?
I don't watch TV.
Well,
Man, we don't even get sunlight down there, dude. We gotta pay for sunlight.
you guys got to pay for sunlight?
Yeah, we get a sunlight bill every month.
Man, so when the government was coming around doing the fucking solar panels, man, they just skipped your town.
Yeah, we don't know what a solar panel is. What are you even talking about?
You got cable, though, right?
I remember the day we got cable at my house when I was a little boy, and it was the greatest day ever because I didn't have to watch my dad climb up on top of the roof anymore and adjust that big satellite thing, that big antenna, you know, where Dad would be up on the roof and I'd be out on the back porch and Mom would be sitting in front of the TV and Dad would move it a little. How's that? And I'd say, how's that? And Mom would go, move it some more. And I'd say, move it some more. I mean, it'd take an hour to tune in channel 6 or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Unfortunately, I had to put up with that all the way up until I married Kelly. So, yeah.
Wow. The struggles are real down there.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
Well, I tell you what, I do remember satellite TV. Well, I mean, it's still out there. But, I mean, I'm talking about the big dishes.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like you're trying to contact the Starship Enterprise or
When I was
something.
growing up,
Yeah,
my dad was always real big on TV, so of course we always either had to have something for him. But I remember the great big ones, and it was in the yard. And if he wanted to watch a movie, he'd have to go out there and he'd have to turn it a little bit to get the movie channels.
Yeah.
But I mean, I couldn't believe how big those satellites were when they first came out.
Well, it's a satellite dish, not a satellite.
Well, a satellite dish, but still, I mean,
was reserved for the rich folk around me. We didn't have none of them big fancy satellites in the yard.
I only knew of one family that had one, and it was Angela, my wife. It was her dad. She had one of them big 6-foot dishes out there in the
Oh, so what
yard.
you're saying
I've
is
never
you
even
married up.
seen one.
So what you're saying is you
basically,
married
yeah.
up.
Absolutely. I married way out of my league.
I can tell you one thing. Turning the antenna with Dad, was as serious as holding a flashlight.
Oh
Guarantee
yeah.
it.
If I
I
didn't get
guarantee it.
back at the right time, I was getting yelled at.
I guarantee it.
Well, Derek, I got a feeling you got yelled at a lot.
Especially when NASCAR was on Sundays. We
Oh
were always
shit. So what you mean to tell me is you missed a lot of NASCAR shows because you were out there holding the satellite dish.
Damn, Derek, your other left.
Yeah, that's right. The closest I ever got to being punched by my dad was he was asleep on his recliner during the NASCAR race, and I woke him up, and he woke up swinging because them old dudes woke up like that, you know. No telling what he was dreaming about, you know. I had to dodge a left hook when I woke him up.
Man.
So
So
my
what?
reflex is good.
So yesterday's show, we touched on this a little bit. How's your kitchen stuff going down there, Derek? Tell us about the
Guys.
struggles.
Well, I can,
Hesitation, I love it.
I know.
well,
Kelly's a married man.
And she's still around.
Uh-huh.
it had some
Watch your mouth.
and we had some complications on what she was trying to cook, so I decided to cook it on the Blackstone. Well, I go out there to get that going, and turns out I'm out of propane.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
The life struggles.
I dug around and I found another propane bottle that I thought was full, and it wasn't. So I had to make a run to our local grocery store over here, grab some propane, get that fired up. But yeah, it all worked out. I mean, you know.
After he came inside, he goes, Kelly, we have a problem.
Oh, really now?
What's the problem? We're out of propane. And I was like, oh, my Lord.
Well, since Barry only got to hear, I was more talking about your hit and miss fucking dishwasher. I didn't know about this story.
Wonder if we got that 1930s dishwasher kick-started.
I know.
I'll tell you what, man, you go out there and kickstart that thing on the porch, get her running good, get the air fuel mixture right. I mean, it's,
But that's what I was asking about. You started talking about cooking on the Blackstone last night. And all. I was like, damn, we done missed some shit. What'd you eat?
we had like some, what do you call it? Some, yeah, it's hibachi style, like chicken, rice, egg, vegetables. Yeah, it all worked out. It turned out good. We ate how long, as they say around here.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody was thankful it wasn't Mexican.
Yeah.
Hey, Barry, as long as you've known your little grasshopper over there that you mentor, what the fuck is up with all the Mexican food he eats?
You know, I don't know if that's just an East Tennessee or a Middle Tennessee thing because there's not anything else around. You know, it's either cook or go get it at a Mexican restaurant. Because that's all there is around here is Mexican restaurants.
Really?
If you're going to go out to eat, you're probably going Mexican. There ain't much else. And there's one every 200 yards, it seems like, in some of these little towns.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all good, though. It's like you can't really pick them back.
Yeah, that's right. Like none of them ever go out of business, and more than
They don't go out of business.
here, they're just getting better and better. I mean,
Well, I tell you what, where I'm from, I mean, there's some good Mexican restaurants, but where I'm from, if you didn't go to the one Mexican restaurant, the other family that owned the other Mexican restaurant across town, they'd be pissed.
how funny.
They were very territorial. Yeah. Oh, you went over to Jose's? Like, yeah? Yeah, well, you know where he gets his meat.
Mexican food.
Oh, yeah. So, back to what I was saying about this. The girl made $3 million, okay? On OnlyFans. Killed her boyfriend.
But it was a very toxic relationship. They fought
Back and forth, yeah.
back and forth, hitting each other and all kinds of stuff. It was bad.
But my point is, I want to ask the morning show crew here. Have you ever met a sane Courtney?
I don't know if I know any Courtneys. I've stayed away.
I have.
Well, you know a girl named Courtney, like her biological name, and she's okay? Like, she's not nuts?
Yeah, she's not nuts.
We must have her on the show sometime.
And I know.
We're-
Over here telling not to name drop over here.
Oh, you,
I'm scared to comment though on the, but I can
Yeah, if
see.
any of the Courtney's listening that I know, and I say they're crazy, then they might come prove it.
well, I mean, you got Courtney Love. You got Courtney Cox from Friends. I mean, she's a fucking nympho. I mean, let's just be honest. Hell of an actress, but off camera, she should be doing OnlyFans.
I'm gonna watch the Brooks and the Brooks too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've always had issues with crazy Stephanies.
I don't know. I think Tiffany is a crazy fucking word. And Crystal, well, shit, that's a stripper's name. Shit. So let's reverse this, because there's enough girls in here. Name some psycho-ass guy names. Derek. Was Derek one of them?
Probably. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
Well, you always
Oh
hear
my
about these
God.
girls, and they get a bad rap, you know? It's like Crystal, oh, she was bound to be a stripper. You know? Courtney, you're batshit crazy. You know what I'm saying? Tiffany, you're just trying to be famous. You know? Like, you know, I mean, I can go on and on with some other names. You know, there's Tisha, LaQuisha. You know, I just go down a whole list, but I don't think every woman's crazy by their name.
No, it's fine.
No, we all have a little
Nobody
crazy
threw
in us.
anything.
I think everybody's crazy, but my big question is to the women that are on this show. Give me 3 names that are crazy.
For guys' names?
Yeah. Like, if you've seen a guy and you're like, fuck that, I ain't dating him because of his name.
Oh, gosh.
Would you say?
I just said 3.
Just 3? Yeah, I only need 3. It's a, you know, it's a 2-hour show here.
Well, definitely not dating anymore. Bob.
What's the meaning of that?
Bob.
What is the meaning of
Not anymore.
what is it, like Kyle or Matt? Those guys or something like that? Like
Yeah.
a Matt or a Kyle is a nutball.
I'm going to say Thomas.
Now, hold on. She makes a good point, because I know some Thomases, you know, and they're questionable.
This is funny because we have a good friend named Thomas, so and he listens to the show, so this is gonna be great.
Or he
Nice.
might not be crazy. I mean,
He just misunderstood.
he's misunderstood.
Boy, I'm trying to think.
Man, I
Yeah, I know, me too.
really put you guys on the spot.
You did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, look, no one out there get offended because I threw my name out on the table. We're all good here.
Right out of the gate.
Oh, I've already got 2 then, Thomas and Derek. Okay.
well, shit. You know,
I got one.
Bob. What if his name is Bobby? It's not Bob. It's just
It's all the same. It's all the same.
all the same.
I don't know. My brother's name is Bob, and he's not crazy.
You know what's great?
Yeah, your
My-
brother's
my
name is Bob.
never ends
Yeah.
up- my name's never on any list ever.
No, I can understand that.
Well, off the air, we could say what people think your name really means, but we can't say it on the air. Oh, it's like that joke I told Barry in the green room earlier. He hadn't heard that in forever. Unfortunately, you morning show listeners, you're not going to hear that joke. We will probably be
Probably not
shut.
a good idea.
We'll probably be shut down tomorrow. So anyway, moving on. Enough about psycho ex-boyfriends and girlfriends. And are you looking it up?
no.
You had your phone. I'm like,
No.
what names for 2024
Well, I mean,
to stay away
I
from?
had a crazy ex, but I don't want to name him on the radio. But
What's
I had a crazy
Bob.
ex. No,
Bob.
no. Hey, I have a brother named
Bob.
Bob, and he's not crazy.
I'm- Bob. Okay. Anyway, so what's going on with Slide Factory? You guys are getting ready to start doing events with Slide Factory.
Yeah, we're getting really close. We got one coming up in just a couple of weeks at the Nashville Super Speedway. Actually, March the what is that? March 2nd, first Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, spring
Yeah.
break time.
Yeah, man, it's time for warm weather. We hope,
Yeah, it's gonna go out there and be 30 fucking degrees and.
I got
It's
to
happened.
stop that event.
What is it?
Are we going to be running the course reverse layout?
Yep. Before the NASCAR races, we have to.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's a good question. Why do you
NASCAR.
have to do that?
well, because whoever built the Nashville Super Speedway back in the day wanted it to be really pretty, for camera shots for when they got NASCAR races. So they put a lot of grass in between, like the infield area and the blend line coming off pit road. There's a little grass patch between it and the apron of the track all the way around turn 1 and 2 that disappears when you blend onto the backstretch. And it's pretty and all. It looks nice in the camera shot, but yo-yos that drive around here can't stay out of it. So
Yeah,
we're
like
not
Derek.
allowed to drift that section. Well, it's all of us. We've all been out in the grass a little bit because you're carrying a lot of speed when you do that here. And we always end up out in the grass and we tear it up a little bit. So they don't want us doing it before June, which is when the NASCAR races are. Now, after June, when our July event and our August event roll around, game on, we can do it all we want to.
Yeah,
But
Derek's
still-
gonna go out there and Ricky Bobby it. Do donuts
I mean,
out there
it's
and write his
awesome.
name.
You ought to see it. You ought to see a car go into that corner at 100 miles an hour sideways. It's something to see.
Oh, I'm fixing to see it. I'm going down there. I'm gonna eat some fucking Mexican.
Yep,
I'm gonna get my car wrapped.
it's a good time.
It
And
is a great. I think. Let's see. I think the fastest I've hit that sweeper, if I'm not mistaken, is 97.3. And
Yep.
then Uman Rahimi, didn't he win that contest back in October? How fast did he hit it, Barry?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was 105 or 106 somewhere in that.
I
neighborhood.
thought you texted me and said it was 107.
It might have been. It might have been 107.
Yeah.
It was up there.
It was
I've got a 102 under my belt from back in the day, but it's been a few years.
You know what I got in the sweeper? The big fucking 0.
Yep.
I haven't done it yet. I'm going to.
That's all right. We'll fix that.
Yeah. I'm gonna take that old Nopi drift car and
I can tell you it's scary when you throw it in there and it does not grip up and you end up sliding up there on that bank next to those safety barriers. That is a scary feeling when you throw it in.
that's only because you're haunted by a bus.
Well,
Bus.
if there are
The bus
buses
he
on
ran
the
into.
yeah, if there's buses on the premises, I'm not drifting. I'm just going to lay back. I'll help with something
Well,
else.
We'll leave the buses out in the parking lot.
Okay.
Shit, no, my luck, I'd wrecked the damn car before I got on the track. We were, me and Michelle, we were at Gateway helping our friends with Swamp Thing. And they had to get it up to the line. And he was messing around with the tune. And they're like, we got to go. Man, this motherfucker jumps in and starts backing it up with the golf cart. And about ripped the battery charger off the side of the trailer. But yeah, good people. Them some good people over there. Like Chastity Baroni and good people. They wrecked that car. They just redid it. It don't look too bad. It don't have those goofy quarter panels on it like it used to. Actually looks decent. So yeah, you got your drift events coming up, which we will post up on the website. And then you got Octane coming up, which we're going to talk about that after the break, because we got a break coming up.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
yeah. So, Derek.
We've got 4 here local that we'll be doing. We've got those 3 at Nashville Super Speedway, and then we'll be hosting only the second drift event ever allowed at the National Corvette Museum road course up there. That track's been open for 15 years, and years ago, 8 or 10 years ago, they allowed a drift test, and the guy that had set that test up brought cars that were too loud. He wanted to. It was almost like he wanted to test it as hard as he possibly could, and And back then, it blew their sound regulations because they're right next to a neighborhood, and so they have a really strict sound ordinance they have to stay underneath. So they didn't allow drifting out there for years and years. So when they finally called and wanted to try it again, I went out there with my car, and I took another guy that has a Corvette because it's the Corvette Museum racetrack. So we thought it would be appropriate, and it might even give us a feather in our cap, to bring Corvettes, make them feel at ease. And we went blasting around that sucker at pretty good rate of speed. It's a really interesting course. It's got a huge elevation change. You come around a blind corner to the right, and you can't even see where the track is. And then it drops off and goes down a hill. And then you climb back up the other side of the hill, and it's all blind up through there. You can't see where you're going at all. You just got to watch the sides of the course. And then it ends with a couple of S's out onto the front straightaway, and you're hauling pretty good by the time you get out there. And we were worried about the sound ordinances and making sure we got everything tested and felt right and how we were going to run the course. And we were done, and we were standing out there talking, and the guy that had invited us up there, he comes walking up to us, and he goes, "When are you guys going to start?" And we were like, "Dude, we've been out here for 2 hours. We're done." He goes, "You've already been on track?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he goes, "We were in the office. We couldn't even hear you." So it works out perfect that the area of the track that we drift is literally called the sinkhole. Y'all remember when the dang sinkhole opened up in the Corvette Museum? Everybody, that made like national news. Everybody saw that. All those cool old Corvettes fell down in the hole,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This section of the road course, because it has such a steep elevation drop and then come back up, they just nicknamed it the sinkhole. So we're going to drift the sinkhole, and I believe that's middle of June somewhere, 15th, 16th, something, whatever that Saturday is. So it'll be the second annual. We even had a contest to name it. So it's the Bluegrass Bash is what it's called.
Oh, shit. The Bluegrass Bash.
So we're going to have the second annual Bluegrass BCM.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got to go to these commercial breaks. We're going to be right back with Nopey Radio. We got the whole crew in here and Mr. Slide Factory himself, Nopey Drift, Barry Clapp. We're going to be right back after these breaks, guys. Hang loose. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.